I've been avoiding the Diddy trial because it's too emotionally charged. See, I like to have higher level conversation, and everybody that's been talking about the Diddy trial have been emotional one way or the other. And I'm not saying that it's not an emotionally charging experience, but what I'm saying is the way that the society is responding as if they know Diddy or Cassie personally, I think it's part of the problem. And I say it's a problem because their response to me, and excuse me if anyone gets offended, but it's performative. You're not as mad as you're claiming to be, because, you know, the people that are supporting Diddy are supporting an idea of the attack on men, which is a real thing that's happening. But the Diddy case doesn't support that. Diddy was a wild boy. And to ignore that is problematic, right? On the other side, wanting Diddy to be locked up simply because he's a wild boy is just as problematic, right? Because when we're dealing with the law, it's about, did he break the law? Like, the law is not about incarcerating bad, immoral people. The law is about incarcerating those that are violating the laws of the land. We're supposed to separate ourselves from toxic people. That's what we're supposed to do, right? And so if somebody is toxic and your first thought is lock them up, you're already abusing the law. Your first thought should be, let me separate myself from this level of toxicity. Now, this is where I have issue. Y'all want to get emotional about what Diddy done because it's real life. But y'all don't seem to have a problem when it gets messy on reality television. As toxic as Real Housewives of whatever city you want to name is, they fighting, they cheating, they stealing. It's toxicity. And instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to turn this trash off, y'all want to have conversations about it on social media. I mean, don't talk to me about how toxic Diddy is if you still watching any of those type of shows. I don't bang with it. I feel like it's fake. I see y'all out here making babies with whoever. Like, you're not checking that man's character. You find him to be attractive. He's talking sweet to you. You laying with him. You having his baby as if that's the best thing for your life. Like, this man already had 4 baby moms, and here you come talking about he going to be different with you without any evidence except you just want him to be. I think that's a problem. I'm sorry. I just think that's a problem. At the same time, when I see the brothers attacking, what's his name? Russell Wilson. I mean, yeah, he kind of simpish. I ain't going to hold you. I get it, right? But at the same time, this man is willing to love his woman who he has the right to love who he wants to love. He's going to step in and be a father figure to another man's child. He's willing to do that. And that got nothing to do with you. But you're so offended. You want to do, he's this. What that got, like, I don't even, what's all this emotion, brother? You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I just see on both sides, whether they're supporting or not. I don't think this is something that you really have to support. I don't think Diddy needs support from anybody. And if you want to do wild, freaky stuff, do that. But also know what the law says so that you don't do that and go to jail, right? If you want to do wild, freaky stuff, make sure it's consensual. Because the whole point is this. Here's the whole point. Diddy wasn't on trial for domestic violence. He whooped Cassie. We all saw the video. That is wrong. There is no justifying that. I don't care what Cassie agreed to or not. And here's the thing. Where's Cassie's cousins, brothers? Look, if Cassie was my sister and you think I would allow another man to do her like that, man, I can't even say what I would do because of the law, right? So I'm not going to give the law any ammo. Let's just say there wouldn't be a need for a trial if my sister was going through the things that Cassie was going through with Diddy. We wouldn't need a trial. Diddy blowing up Kid Cudi's car? And Diddy's around to defend that, say it wasn't him? If I know it was Diddy, listen, y'all cut from a different cloth, so I can't really discuss it how I want to. So my point is very simple, right? And I'm going to leave it here. I'm intentionally being silent because I believe society's not mature enough to handle a real conversation. There's real conversations to be had. We could be talking about how men are supposed to show up and protect the community, which includes women's expectations of that. There's conversations about how women choose the men that they want to be with, right? Because she was talking about lifestyle and missing certain lifestyles. We can have conversations about, I would love to have a conversation about how women would prefer the soft life even if it's not the safe life. I would love to talk about that. Like, we can have conversations about how to say no and your ability to walk out of a dangerous situation because you have the support of your community to back you up. See, when I was running the streets, if somebody made a threat to me, I didn't really fear that threat because I knew I had soldiers that could ride with me. And my issue is, if I'm living righteously, I should still have soldiers that could ride with me. Because if someone makes a threat to me or my family, and that threat has to be neutralized because the law refuses to protect me, I'll put it this way. I'm going to protect myself and my family by any means necessary. Can we talk about that? Can we remove it from Cassie and Diddy and have real social conversations? Or are we just going to continue to gossip about strangers that none of us know personally? And if that's what you want to do, count me out.